So I'm going to talk about another chapter in my life. I was probably 2 years in the business for a major Wall Street firm, and I was working in the bullpen. I was a lowly worker bee, and I got a call from a client of mine. They said, my son works in the city in New York for a beverage company, and they're being bought out by a major. And if you remember Orbit's soda that had all floaty things in it, nobody remembers it, but they were stealing market share like crazy. And in business, you can either kill your competition or you can buy them. So they decided they were going to buy them. So a major beverage company bought them out. For me, the big thing was they had a 401k which was going to be dissolved. And I got a chance to go in and educate all people and take over that plan, which for a kid in a bullpen was a huge opportunity. So overthinking everything, as I like to do with my OCD, I drove to the city the night before and I got a hotel room and I thought, I'll sleep. That way I don't have to worry about traffic. I can get in there without a problem. Well, when you live in the suburbs, you listen to crickets when you go to sleep. When you live in the city, you listen to the police and the ambulance. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was still awake. And finally, I fell asleep. And I piled my blankets up. It was freezing cold in the room. And 5 a.m. the phone rang, shrill, that old ring that some of you remember. I bolted up, I grabbed the phone, they said, it's your 5 a.m. wake-up call. And I was fully engaged. I was locked and loaded, ready to go. The room was freezing cold. I said, thank you. I hung up the phone, and I thought, I'll just lay down in bed for a minute and just think about my day. So I got back in my cocoon of covers, and I put my head down, and I was thinking about how I was going to do, what I was going to say. And all of a sudden, I started to fall asleep. Biggest day of my business life, I started to fall asleep. And all of a sudden, thank God, I bolted awake and I said, oh my gosh, and I jumped up and I went, and it was actually a successful meeting. It was the start of a great career, but it was a wake-up call. And right now, we could all use a wake-up call, because I was brought up to not ask a man's income, to not ask a man his religion, to not ask a man his politics, put my head down, earn money, pay my taxes, and everything would be okay. And we've been doing that for a long time. But times they are a-changing, and it's being pressed upon us. If we stay in bed, because we are getting a wake-up call. If you read, if you watch the news, which I don't, if you do your research, we are getting a wake-up call. But we've been trained as the silent majority to put our head down, do our job, pay our taxes, and everything's going to be okay. It's not okay. So we have a choice. We can lie back down in that bed and pull our covers up. But when we awaken, it'll be to a much different nation that I grew up in. It'll be a much different nation that our forefathers fought for. When the Second Amendment goes, the whole purpose of the Second Amendment is so that we can stand against tyranny. So we're not a political organization. I am not in politics. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. But this is our wake-up call. So the question is, will you wake or will you sleep? And remember, Benjamin Franklin said when he signed the Constitution that if we don't hang together, we will surely all hang separately. And that's all I got.